The movie begins with a short, but very strange experiment clip. We see an egg yolk, smooth and golden. Then, someone takes a syringe filled with a green liquid and injects it right into the yolk. The moment that liquid enters, something bizarre happens. The yolk starts splitting, breaking apart from inside. From here, the scene shifts to Hollywood's famous Walk of Fame. A new star tile is being placed on the ground. The name on it, Elizabeth. You know how it works. When an actor or actress becomes truly famous, their name is forever remembered here. Elizabeth had made it to that level. She was a star, a face everyone knew. But the camera doesn't stay here. The story fast forwards through time. Elizabeth's fame slowly starts to fade. She's not the hot topic anymore. The world is moving on. And her star tile? It tells the story too. Once shiny and perfect, now cracked, dirty, and ignored. Just like her career. We finally meet Elizabeth in the present day. She's hosting a fitness show for TV. And even now, you can tell, once upon a time, she must have been breathtaking. When she was at the peak of her stardom, she would have been stunning. But now, age is leaving its mark. Wrinkles, tired eyes, her beauty is slipping away. One day, after shooting for her show ends, Elizabeth walks toward the washroom. People greet her along the way, "Happy birthday." She smiles politely, but when she reaches the women's restroom, there's a sign, "Out of order." So, she pushes open the door to the men's toilet. And here's where it gets tense. Harvey, the producer of her show, also walks in. Elizabeth quietly slips inside one of the stalls and closes the door. She stays hidden. Harvey pulls out his phone. His voice is casual. But the words? Brutal. He's telling someone that he needs a new face for the show. Young, beautiful, someone fresh for the audience. And then, he laughs about Elizabeth. Says she's already 50 years old and nobody wants to see her anymore. Elizabeth hears everything. Her eyes drop. She stays quiet. But inside, something shatters. The next scene, Elizabeth and Harvey are in a restaurant. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He tells her directly, she's out of the show. He wants someone young to take her place. It's almost like he's signing the death certificate of her career. On her way home, she gets hit with another blow. She sees workers removing her huge billboard poster. That giant image of her, coming down piece by piece. Watching it makes her chest tighten. Her mind spins, and distracted, she steps wrong. An accident happens. The screen cuts to a hospital. The doctor says all her reports are fine, no serious injury. He even smiles and says his wife is a huge fan of hers. But Elizabeth, she just starts crying. The fame, the love, it's slipping away. Next to the doctor stands his assistant. He's watching her closely. When the doctor leaves, the assistant suddenly moves closer and touches her back, checking her spine. His tone changes. He says, "You're a good candidate." Elizabeth frowns, confused. She notices a strange black mark on his hand. She doesn't understand what he means. She's discharged. Outside the hospital, she feels something heavy in her coat pocket. She reaches inside and finds a small note. In bold letters, "It changed my life." Along with it, a pen drive labeled "The Substance," probably slipped in there by that young nurse from earlier. We see Elizabeth at her house. The table in front of her has a farewell bouquet, clear proof she's officially been removed from the show. She's sitting there, silent, angry, broken. Then she remembers the pen drive. She plugs it into her TV. A video starts playing. It's an ad. The product? The substance. The ad promises something unbelievable. If you use this substance, you can create a younger, better version of yourself. Two versions of the same person, living two different lives, switching every week. One week, the younger you lives. The next week, the older you lives. But the ad has one serious warning. You are still the same person. You can't run away from your true self. Elizabeth frowns. She doesn't trust it. She throws the pen drive aside. That night, she's in a bar. She's drunk. Her eyes fall on a young couple laughing together, and she feels it, jealousy, anger. Back home, she starts smashing things around her house. The truth is eating her alive. Her mind flashes back to the pen drive. She starts searching for it. When she finds it, she grabs her phone and calls the number shown in the ad. The person on the other side gives her an address and hangs up. The next morning, she's reading the newspaper. And there it is, an ad for her own show. But it's not for her. They're looking for someone else to take her role. Elizabeth's face hardens. Her hands grip the paper. She is furious. Elizabeth is at home when she notices something, an email from the substance company. She opens it, and inside is a digital message saying her order is ready. Along with it, there's a key card. That night, Elizabeth takes the card and drives to the address she was given earlier on the phone. The place is dark, quiet, almost abandoned. She walks up to a large shutter door. There's a scanner on the side. She swipes the card, and the shutter slowly opens with a heavy metallic sound. Inside, it's cold. Dim lights flicker on, revealing a long room lined with lockers, dozens of them. Elizabeth looks down at her card. There's a number on it. She walks to the locker with that number, slides the key card, and the door clicks open. She pulls out a medium-sized box. This is her order. The scene cuts to her at home. She places the box on her table and carefully opens it. Inside, there's a sleek medical kit. The label reads, Activate, Stabilizer, and Switch Kit. Alongside it are several packets of liquid food, sealed tight, and a stack of instruction cards. Now listen carefully, because these instructions are the key to what's coming. The first card says, you must first use the Activate injection. It is single use only. After that, every day, you must use the stabilizer to keep your new self in balance. The activation will create a second self, younger, more beautiful, a better version of you. Every 7 days, the two of you must switch. This step cannot be skipped. And most important, never forget, you are both the same person. You cannot escape your true self. She picks up the Activate injector, presses it against her skin, and pushes the fluid inside. She waits, staring at herself, but nothing happens. Her brows furrow. Was this a scam? Then it hits. A sharp, stabbing pain rips through her body. It's so sudden she gasps and falls to the floor. The pain grows, twisting, tearing inside her. She can't move. We see something under her skin, shifting, crawling, like something alive inside. Her eyes flicker, and then they split. Literally, her pupils divide. Her back starts to swell, then suddenly, it tears open. From inside, another body begins to push out. A figure emerges, naked, breathing. The new body stands over the original Elizabeth, who lies on the floor, still alive but motionless, almost in a hibernation state. The new version walks to the mirror. She touches her face, her hair, runs her hands down her smooth skin. She's stunning. She is Elizabeth, but younger. The younger Elizabeth turns back to the older one, stitches up the wound on her back, then sets up a drip of the liquid food from the kit to keep her alive. This is when we realize there are now two Elizabeths, one young and flawless, and one old, the one we've known all along. After a shower, the younger Elizabeth tries to speak in front of the mirror, but suddenly, there's a sharp pain in her ear. Blood drips from her nose. Her mind flashes back to the stabilizer instructions. She quickly opens the kit and uses it. She draws a strange fluid from the old Elizabeth's body and stores it in a special container. The kit has 7 containers, one for each day. She must inject 1 container's worth of fluid into her body every single day, or she will become unstable, sick, maybe worse. And what happens if she doesn't? Well, that's something we're not told yet. She injects the stabilizer into herself, and the pain vanishes instantly. Now the story shifts. The young Elizabeth, she starts living. She even goes to audition for, yes, the original Elizabeth's own show. She gives her name as Sue. The casting director takes one look at her perfect body, her beauty, and he's already impressed. Looks are all he cares about. Then Harvey enters. He sees Sue, and without a second thought, hires her. He tells her about the show's shooting schedule. Sue lies to him, saying she has to visit a sick relative every week, because she knows she must switch with the old Elizabeth every 7 days. Harvey doesn't care. He's thrilled. This is the face he wants for the show. In just days, Sue becomes popular. Her face is everywhere. We even see a massive new billboard with her image right outside her place. A week passes. Sue uses the switch kit. Blood flows from one body into the other. The old Elizabeth wakes up. Sue now slips into hibernation. Elizabeth walks to the mirror, seeing her new, younger body, and smiles. She even gives Sue the same liquid food drip to keep her stable. Soon, she meets Harvey at the studio. He gives her back all her belongings, and as a farewell gift, a recipe book. Elizabeth doesn't smile. Not even close. It's obvious, Harvey cares only about ratings. Any actress will do, as long as she's young, beautiful, and bold enough for the camera. Back at home, Elizabeth marks the switching days on a calendar. 1 week for her, 1 week for Sue. Then, she turns on the TV. The entire week passes, with her doing nothing but watching television. The only time she leaves the house is to pick up her substance refill. The week is over. That means it's switch time. Sue is now awake, the young, perfect version. The first thing she notices? The couch is a mess. The TV is still on. Empty food wrappers everywhere. It's obvious. Elizabeth, the older version, has done nothing all week except eat and watch TV. Sue walks to the bathroom. She opens the door, and there, lying inside, is Elizabeth's body, lifeless but still breathing. Sue looks at her, and a dark idea forms in her mind. She finds a hidden closet in the house, and inside, she creates a secret compartment just for Elizabeth's body. Not only does she place Elizabeth inside, she also takes down that big living room poster and stores it with her, almost like locking away Elizabeth's entire existence. Cut to Sue, now at the TV studio. She's filming the show, and everyone there is amazed by her performance. She's glowing under the lights. Every eye in the room is on her. That night, Sue is getting ready for a party. She looks at herself in the mirror, perfection. But then, a dangerous thought. She doesn't want to switch back yet. The rules say she must give Elizabeth a turn after 7 days. But Sue wants more time as her younger self. She adjusts the nutrient drip, slowing it down, buying herself extra hours. That night, she brings a man home. They're intimate. The chemistry is intense, until suddenly, Sue's face twists in pain. Her time is up. The switch is due. But she refuses. She grabs the stabilizer kit instead. If she takes extra body fluid from Elizabeth, she can steal more time for herself. She walks to the closet, draws extra fluid from Elizabeth's body, and injects it into her own. Immediately, she feels stronger, more alive. When she walks back to the man, he stares at her, almost hypnotized. "You look even more beautiful than before," he says. Sue just smiles. The next morning, Elizabeth wakes up inside the closet. She comes out and stops dead in her tracks. The house is wrecked. Her eyes catch something at the window, a note. It's from someone named Troy, addressed to Sue. Elizabeth reaches to take it, but freezes. She looks at her own finger. The skin looks ancient, wrinkled like it belongs to an extremely old woman. Panic floods her. She pulls up her shirt and checks her back. The needle wound from Sue's extraction is still fresh. She realizes instantly, Sue took more than her share of fluid. Elizabeth calls the substance company, her voice shaking. She tells them exactly what happened. The voice on the other end is cold and calm. If one body uses extra fluid, the other will pay the price. That's how it works. They explain, if Sue keeps stealing extra fluid, Elizabeth's body will not recover. It will age rapidly. Parts of her will wither away. That's the reason for the strict 7-day cycle. A perfect balance is the only way to survive this double life. There is no solution, the voice says. You are the same person. You must share equally, or both will suffer. Elizabeth hangs up, furious. She starts cleaning the house, but every time she glances at the TV, Sue's show is playing. Sue's perfect body on screen. The crowd cheering for her. Elizabeth stares at Sue's body lying in the closet, jealousy twisting inside her. This is not how she imagined it. She wanted this new version to get her fame back, but now it's Sue, not her, who is living that life. Elizabeth's jealousy grows like poison. Next scene, she's on her way to pick up her refill kit. All the way there, she feels insecure, touching her skin, noticing every flaw. She collects the box from the locker, but hears something. A faint voice. Fear takes over. She quickly leaves and hides in a nearby cafe. Inside, an old man approaches her. He talks like he knows her. Then Elizabeth notices. On his hand is the same black mark she has, and in his pocket, the same key card. It hits her. This old man is the older version of someone else who also uses the substance. She recognizes him. He's the hospital nurse's other self. The younger nurse was the one who gave her the pen drive. The man warns her. Every time you switch, you'll feel more lonely, and soon you'll believe your other self is better than you. Elizabeth tries to leave, but the man calls out. Has your other self started eating you yet? He's talking about her finger, the aging. The younger body takes extra fluid, and the older body ages faster, dying quicker. That's what eating means. Elizabeth's blood runs cold. She runs out and bumps straight into Troy. Back home, her jealousy spikes again. She knows Troy and Sue have been close. She calls Fred, a man she hopes will give her the affection she's missing. They arrange to meet. That night, she's getting ready. But every time she looks in the mirror, she compares herself to Sue. She tries makeup, poses, but she can't match Sue's beauty. Frustration builds until she finally cancels on Fred. She sits back down, turns on the TV, and there's Sue again. The next week, Sue wakes up, but this time, screaming. A nightmare. That's how every switch begins. In her dream, she saw her own body pulling out a piece of raw chicken from inside her. Body horror made real. Sue walks into the living room, sees leftover food everywhere. She calls the substance company, complaining about Elizabeth. She does nothing all week. I work, and she just eats and watches TV. The voice on the other end repeats the same line. You are the same person. Sue hangs up angry. She heads to the studio, but something is wrong. No one is there. When she asks, a staff member tells her, the shoot's been canceled. Sue freezes. Something bad is coming. So, the tension is already high. Sue is called in to meet Harvey. She walks in, curious but also a little cautious. Harvey looks at her with this big smile and says, Sue, because of you, the ratings of our show have doubled. You've brought this network to life. Then he drops the big bomb. He offers Sue the hosting role for the biggest live show in the network's history. Sue can barely believe her ears. Her eyes sparkle. This is her golden ticket. But Harvey warns her. Time is short. Your schedule will be tight. No breaks. Sue freezes for a moment. She knows what that means. She and Eliza would have to keep switching bodies every week, as usual, but with this new workload, that would be much harder. Still, she can't let this chance slip away. Fame like this doesn't knock twice. So she says yes. Filming starts. But as the days pass, Sue doesn't switch with Eliza like they agreed. Instead, she keeps using Eliza's body fluids over and over, extracting more than she should. We watch her becoming more and more selfish. And that's when we understand. Yes, these two women are connected, but now they're becoming two completely separate beings, with separate lives, separate desires, and they don't even like each other anymore. The next time they finally switch, Eliza opens her eyes, looks at her reflection, and screams. Half of her body is aged. Her once lustrous hair is now entirely gray. Her skin is wrinkled, fragile. Clearly, Sue had taken way more from her body than allowed, spending more time in Eliza's youth than she should have. Eliza is furious. She calls the company immediately, reports Sue's betrayal. The man on the phone listens calmly, then asks, "Do you want to stop the process?" But he warns her, "If we stop, you will never return to your younger form. You will spend the rest of your life like this." Eliza stares at her reflection and refuses. She hangs up, but things are only getting worse. Her body is weakening. Her mind is slipping. Hunger sets in. She remembers Harvey's old recipe book and starts cooking. Then, she turns on the TV. Sue is there. An interview. When the host asks about Eliza, Sue laughs. She makes fun of her in front of everyone. Eliza snaps. She starts screaming, throwing eggs at the walls, covering her windows with newspaper so she won't see Sue's billboards. Jealousy twists into obsession. She is mentally breaking down. Next week, when Sue finally comes out, she finds the apartment in total chaos. She's furious, and she makes a decision. She will never switch with Eliza again. Instead, she takes as much fluid from Eliza's body as possible, storing it in multiple containers. The story jumps forward 3 months. Sue's new show is about to premiere tomorrow. Her billboards are everywhere. She's glowing with excitement. At home, Troy is with her, supporting her. Before bed, Sue goes to extract just a little more fluid from Eliza, just to be safe for tomorrow's big day. But she freezes. The fluid has turned to blood. Suddenly, Sue feels sick. She calls the company in panic. The man says, "You've drained Eliza completely. The fluid has stopped regenerating." Sue begs, "I need to stabilize right now." But the man replies, "The only way is to switch." Her condition worsens fast. She crawls to Eliza and manages to switch. Eliza wakes up and stares at the mirror in horror. She is now fully aged, not even human anymore. She looks like some kind of creature. Troy enters, looking for Sue, but Eliza screams at him in rage. He bolts out of the apartment. Now Eliza's hatred for Sue burns hotter than ever. She decides to end this for good. She calls the company and orders the termination kit. Next morning, she picks up the kit, goes home, and drags Sue's limp body into the living room. She takes the black liquid from the kit and aims it at Sue's heart. Once injected, everything would be over. Both of them. No more switching. No more sharing. Back to how things were before. But then, she glances at the billboard outside. Tomorrow is Sue's biggest show. And fame. Fame still tempts her. She hesitates. Eliza tries to wake Sue. No response. She attempts CPR. Still nothing. Panicking, she decides to switch. But no fluid flows. Desperate, she stabs the switch needle straight into Sue's heart. Sue jolts awake, but this time, Eliza is still conscious too. They stare at each other. Shock, confusion, fear. Then Sue spots the termination kit and realizes Eliza was going to kill her. Sue explodes in rage, attacking Eliza. Eliza runs, but Sue is younger, stronger. She beats Eliza mercilessly until Eliza's life is gone. Even now, Sue is more concerned about her show than the murder she's just committed. She gets ready at the studio, but then notices her teeth are falling out. Terror creeps in. She remembers. There's still some Activate serum left at home. She rushes back, injects it into herself. Cells begin forming rapidly in her body. A new version of her emerges, alien-like, a horrifying hybrid of Sue and Eliza. Eliza's face is fused onto the back of her head. Sue still thinks she's beautiful. She puts on Eliza's face cutout and heads to the stage. The crowd waits. She steps out, but the face cutout falls. Everyone sees her real, deformed face. Panic erupts. People try to drive her away. She pleads, "It's still me. I'm still Sue." But a man swings an object and severs her head. From the stump of her neck, multiple faces begin growing. Blood sprays across the audience. Sue runs, but doesn't get far. She collapses, her body melting into the floor. And from that mess, Eliza's face crawls out. She drags herself to her star on the Walk of Fame. A spotlight shines down on her. She accepts her fate as her face melts away. Next morning, a cleaner wipes the bloodstains from the tile. The nightmare is over.
Join next time for another story that makes you think and feel. Until then, stay curious and stay safe.